Hi guys. It's me, Kente again, and if you don't know who this is, my name is Kente. I'm an aspiring author. I'm 28 years old, and I'm writing my debut novel, When the Sun Goes Down, which I plan on being a trilogy. I plan on writing it as a trilogy. It's gonna be a free book series. And I'm creating the ward today. I'm ward building. So I thought that I could show you guys my ward building process today in this vlog. This is a regular writing vlog. I plan on just showing what I'm doing today for my writing. Wasn't doing anything really extreme today. I was just, I started a ward building bundle, a ward building book, or file organization system, where I decided I wanted to write my ward building by hand. And the thing about that is it's gonna take me a while to make a ward building for my story. It's gonna take some time for me to ward build, but I really want to do it by hand because I just enjoy the process of doing something by hand, and I really enjoy writing things by hand. So I thought that I could show you guys what I'm doing today. I just got back from being in Santa Barbara for my birthday celebration. So my mom is really tired. So yeah, we're both really tired from the trip. We went on the train. I already made a video showing you guys what I did on my vacation, but I just wanted to tell you guys in this video that yeah, so we just got back from Santa Barbara. So what I'm doing today is I'm just going to do some word building. I wanted to outline my novel, but I don't think I'll be doing that today. I think I'll do that tomorrow. But I have to go to the doctor tomorrow. So yeah, I have to go to the doctor first, because I have to do my labs at the doctor. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And then what else am I gonna do? I'm going to do, okay, so I am putting it up close to my face. I don't want to do that. I just was saying that, so I'm going to, Okay guys, so I just changed the angle. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so I'm gonna do a lot of word building today. I'm going to do really a lot of stuff today. I made a to-do list, and let me go grab it. So I made a to-do list. As you guys can see, this is what it looks like. I wrote down every goal that I had for today on my to-do list. Let me read it to you guys. Okay, so the first thing is write an outline a book. I decided I didn't want to do that today. But I did put that down because on this, I'm hoping to get to everything that I have on my list later on in this week, so it doesn't have to be today. It can be for the other day, of course, too. So yeah. Then I said word build Adoria and Rosewood. I'm not gonna finish all my word building today, but this is what I want to do today. I want to do word build both of the words that are in my story, the two words that are in my story. One is called Eudora, the other one is Rosewood. Rosewood is the small town. Eudora is the fantasy word. So they're different from each other because one is a town and one is a tile ward that's magical. So I'm gonna work on both stories or both locations today. I might end up just focusing on Eudora today and then tomorrow Rosewood. I could do that. That would be interesting. And I'll probably film my process tomorrow as well. And then my other thing on here, I said come up with new ideas for books. So I wanted to come up with a new ideal for my books, like just ideals that are coming up in my mind, new ideas that I think would be good and interesting for the story. That's what I thought would be better. Would be more interesting for me to have fun is to come up with some new ideas, because I have to come up with some new ideas anyway, but just come up with new ideas for the story overall. So that was my ideal. And then I said fantasy species, so I'm creating my fantasy species. I want to focus on creating a new species of creatures, just like a fantasy species, as in it can be humanoid characters. But I wanted to come up with like a different type of species in the world, so then instead of it just being the usual fairies, dwarfs, like elves, those are the common ones. I wanted to try to make my own, which is what I haven't told you guys, but in the story, okay, sorry, I'm looking. In the story, I was going to do like in Eudora, I wanted to make the Guardians in the story, which are the Guardians. If you don't know the plot, I've explained it in other videos. But so the plot is basically she falls in love with a Guardian, Violet Woods. So when she falls in love with Gray Harper, who's a Guardian, I want him to be a different type of species or a different type of. He's a shapeshifter, but I wanted to make it that he has like a different type of species or different type of origin other than just like the regular angels, fairies. I wanted to give him a different type of species. So that was what I wanted to do. So I want to create my own species. So I wrote that down. And then I said, draw pictures of new species. Probably won't do that today, but that was on my agenda. Make character photos, draw OCs. I'm gonna do this on another day, but I put this on my list. Draw a picture of locations. Okay, I would love to do that. Make character bios. So I need to make more character bios. So that's what I put on my list. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep this by me while I'm doing my world building, so then I can be reminded of what I actually want to do. What I actually am going to do today is Worldbuild, and then come up with ideas for book. And my fantasy species, I don't know how long that's going to take me, but I just know I really want to do it. So, okay, so let's get to working on my binder or working on my book. My world building book. Let's start working on that. I'm gonna put some music on, and you guys are gonna follow along with me, and it's gonna be fun. So I'm excited, guys. Okay, let's get to work. I've been making like different words. I've been thinking about making different words just for locations. Like I'm thinking about doing like a winter, like a snowy place, a winter place within the word, like separate seasons that are separate from each other, that are divided. That's what I thought of. Maybe I could do that, but that reminds me of Pixie Hollow. It reminds me of Tinkerbell, so it's similar to that. But I don't really know if I'm gonna divide seasons or not. It's just an ideal. But I was thinking about, had a really good idea. So I thought that I could make an element for every guardian, every fairy, or every god, and they can have each different, every god has a different element. So that was my ideal, a different element for every god. So I want to come up with a different element for every god. And then also I want to create a world where there's a lot of land. I want to create a place with a lot of land. And then I want to pretty much create a story where in the novel I want to make it that there's a main god that created pretty much everything, and then he created 3 more gods. And I'm thinking the third god will rebel and he'll become an evil villain. The third god in the story, that's what my ideal is, that he'll become a villain. I just think that would be interesting, and then that would set forth the villain in the actual story. Because I don't know what the villain is anymore yet, or I don't know what the villain is yet, I mean. I don't know what type of villain he's going to be. I just know that I want to add him in the story. I want to add him in the story, either he or she. I haven't decided their gender yet. So I think the proper way of creating the villain will probably be in VVD and in my VVD program, but I'll also be using Freeform to create the boards. So I'm going to be making character boards and character mood boards in Freeform, and you probably are asking me, why don't you just do that in Canva, or why don't you just do that in, like, somebody might think, why don't you just do that in like a different software? Why are you using Freeform? Freeform is the best for me because you can add audio, you can add music to it, which is amazing. You can add video links, you can add shapes, you can draw whatever you want. You can draw on the actual board. You can add any dots that you have on the board, whatever information you want, whatever is available, you could add it all yourself. And to me, that is very superior to well, let me figure it out. That's very superior to using the canvas feature in VVD, because VVD only has so much features going on with its canvas. It doesn't exactly allow you to add your own photo. I think it does, but you have to like add it through like a website, I think. So it's not really easy to add photos on the canvas feature of VVD yet. So I have to figure it out. But I subscribe to VVD, so I have unlimited words, I have unlimited cards. So that's great. So now I can actually finally create my novel, and I'm excited. Oh, and I didn't tell you guys, I got my character bios back. Isn't it great, guys? I got my character bios back. So I found them, and my character bios were right there where I thought they would be. Hey guys. Okay, so I'm back. And I'm still doing my brainstorming. I'm on my iPad right now. And I'm using a Vivid program. The last time I filmed, I was showing myself creating the origin of the war Eudora. I'm still working on that. But for now, I'm doing a character profile, even if I was doing my origin, I wanted to do some character building. So what I went so far is that his face, his age, middle name, and his name. His name, age, and face. So the description of his face and what he looks like. That's what I'm putting down. Sorry guys if you're like, okay, why did I switch it from recording on the screen to just going on here? I went on here. Oh, sorry. That was an accident. So basically, okay. I'm sorry. I keep showing my hand accidentally. Okay, so I put that his hair is jet black. He has porcelain skin. He has blue eyes. He has oval face. So I just put that as a general. I don't really have an image for Gray yet. I haven't figured out what he looks like yet. I was thinking either he might be Japanese, Korean, or white. Those are the options that I thought of what he looked like. I thought that he'd probably be like Korean, or he might be Japanese. I don't know. I just thought maybe he could be a different race besides white, because when I visualized, when I first came up with his character, I thought that he was going to be white. So, you know, I was actually thinking that he was going to be white. So for now, he's probably just going to stay white. But I do like adding diversity in my story, and I think it would be really nice if I made him Japanese or Korean. On my Kente's art studio, it was, sorry, I don't know why I'm scratching I shouldn't be rubbing my nose. But I found it on I shouldn't share my email or anything, but I was just saying that I found it on my Kente the Wido account. On the Kente the Wido account, that's my username. I found it underneath my email, so I found it. So the problem is I had logged into the wrong account, I guess, and I must have accidentally made 2 accounts, and then it made it that I couldn't get access to my Word. But now that I have it, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So the character bios are back again, so that's great. So I can go back to making my Word in VVD. I'm really enjoying it. I think VVD is a really good software. I'm really impressed by it because it has so many new features that are coming. I took a survey on what I thought and what I want the program to add to the features of the actual program. So they're asking, what features do you want to see? And I put in that I wanted to see forced dictation. Second, I wanted to see like a canvas whiteboard that you can work on with your own photos. That's what I want. And then I said I wanted a word building questions built in. So instead of the thing where it's just blank, where it's just blank and you basically have to put in whatever you want, you add a block title or you add a text box, and then you're supposed to write whatever you want. I think it would be better if it just if you could have guided questions within the app that are optional. If you want to have questions, it should be optional for you to choose what questions you want. I'm hoping that I can come with an outline. I can create an outline, and that would be great for me. That's what I'm hoping, that I can create an outline that actually. So I'm just looking at myself. Okay, I can create an outline that actually works really good for the story and actually makes me go do it smoothly. The chapter by chapter outline is a good idea, but the problem is it doesn't teach you about story beats, inciting incidents, the middle, the end. It doesn't really give you that much information. You're actually going at it. You're just doing it based on what you have planned for that chapter. So the chapter by chapter story outline is a good one, but I don't think I'll be doing that only one. I think I'll be doing the Save the Cat plot schedule. I think I'll be doing the Save the Cat, because I honestly think that would be great. And I've heard it's one of the best plot schedules, or the best way to outline. So I think I should probably try that. And then just to say yeah, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna show you guys my word building today, and then I'm going to try to do my outline later on. But that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, in the next part I'll show you guys my word building. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so I was gonna put his personality here, so let me do that. Let me press on here. And then I was gonna show his traits. So you might think that creating the characters doesn't have anything to do with the world building, but it really does. Because if you create a world and you don't even know who your characters are, that most definitely is a barrier to actually doing your story. Not knowing who your characters are is not good. So knowing who my characters are very important to me. I added a photo that was on here. I'm probably gonna change that, but I just put that there temporarily. Um okay, so I wanna add that maybe he's kind. I mean, he is kind, of course. He's a kind character. So let me put kind. That's pretty much a trait of most of my characters are kind. I try to put different traits to make them more unique. But most of my characters, the ones that are good characters, have the kind trait. I think I want him to be brave. So let me put that. Okay, I wrote that wheel. Sorry if it's not focusing. I don't know why it's having a hard time focusing. Okay. Yeah, see, it goes out of focus. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I'm trying to show it. I'm trying to show it up close so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, brave. Okay, other trait would probably be probably giving. He's very giving. He's a very giving person. Giving. I guess I could give him the overprotective trait because he is a guardian. So he most definitely is overprotective because he his job is to be a protector to Violet. So that's his duty. So I'm guessing he's gonna be overprotective because he might just have such a protectiveness towards Violet that he might get to be extreme sometimes because he cares so much about Violet and he cares so much about her safety and her family that he's overprotective. Like he gets really sad when he can't protect Violet or he can't do something to prevent something. So he's very overprotective. Yeah, I think that's a good trait to put. It's a flaw, but it most definitely is a trait. I should probably put this in a separate section, flaws in a separate section, but I don't have to. So I'll just keep it in here. Okay, and then what else? Okay, so what else is he like? I think clumsy might be a good one for him to have because it just gives him another flaw. Clumsy is a good one. I think I'll make him romantic because he's a very romantic person because he loves Violet so much and he likes to like make her feel good and make her feel happy, and he loves being romantic. He's a romantic trait person for sure. He loves giving to Violet. He loves being around Violet and he loves poetry. He loves writing love letters. He's a very lovey-dovey type of person, or he's a very loving person. So let me put loving as well. Let me put loving as well because that goes with his romantic trait. Loving, optimistic. I think it makes sense for him to be optimistic. He's very optimistic and he has a lot of he is very, very happy. He's a very bubbly like person. So let me put bubbly. I would say he's bubbly. But he tends to be serious. So that's the problem. I actually know there's nothing wrong with putting bubbly, but he's a very serious person. Even if he's bubbly, he still is very serious. So let me put serious. One might not think serious would go with, oh, okay. One might, okay, so I accidentally got out of the app. Let me go back to it. Okay, serious. I'm glad this this website saves your data, because if I ever had to leave the app, it helps me, because if I ever have to leave the app or it crashes or something like that, I'm able to go back to it. So that's the good thing about this app, or the good thing about this program, is it's very, very easy to save my work. Okay, so what else? Okay, so serious, and then I would say he's intelligent. He most definitely is intelligent. Like Violet. Violet's intelligent too. But he's very smart. He's like superhuman smart. So he has like a really great ability to learn and a great ability to digest new information. He reads really, really fast. He digests information very fast and very quick. It's part of him being a guardian. He gets to be intelligent. So yeah, I can put that in his character description, that he is very, very fast, and he's very, very efficient and swift. He knows how to do everything pretty much. He's good at almost everything. But he's not perfect. But he is intelligent. Okay. Sorry, I left it again. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so he's intelligent. Okay, and I think that might be the last trait that I'm going to put, because I don't think he needs any more traits than that. But I could add some more to his traits later on. But that's pretty much it for his traits. I think he's a well-rounded character. He's probably going to have more traits added on later. So I'm going to add more traits to him for later. But now I'm going to try to see if I can find a picture to fit Gray. My ideal actually was to draw a picture of Gray. My idea was actually to draw a picture of him. But I'm not able to draw him right now. I mean, I can, but I want it to be perfect, and I want it to be a good drawing. So I have to look at reference, and also I have to practice. So even if I'm an artist too, I'm also an artist. If you guys didn't know, I'm an artist too. So I like doing art of my characters and everything like that. But I haven't ever done any pictures of Gray or Violet or Arthur. And I really want to. It's been something that I really have wanted to do for a long time, but I just still have not gotten to it. So I think that I probably should look for like pictures of him and try to see if I can find a good picture of him. So let's go on Pinterest and let's see what we can find. Okay, I'm on Pinterest right now. I'm looking for pictures of Gray, or pictures that I can pick, that I'm trying to pick a picture that looks like Gray, or looks like the way I imagine him. Oh, that was an accident. Well, I stopped manifesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what, let me put it for, oh, that's too far off. Okay. I didn't mean to put it that far. Okay. So I think I should probably, okay, so I'm trying to focus. Okay, so I guess I can just put beautiful Korean boy, Korean, okay, that's completely off what I was trying to say. Korean man. I'm gonna just put Korean man, just because I'm trying to see if I want him to be Korean or Japanese. So I'm gonna put that, and let's see what shows up. Okay. Okay, so I guess let's put in that. He could be Korean, maybe like, he could most definitely be Korean. I think that would be interesting if he was Korean. My books are very diverse. Like I picked like a black protagonist, and I'm picking like most of the cast is gonna be, or most of the I don't know if you would call it a cast, but most of the characters in the story are gonna be part of the ethnic background, African American. Most of the characters are gonna be African American, but of course there's gonna be white people, and then there's gonna be Japanese people. There's gonna be different types of races of people in my story. That's what I came up with, is that I really want it to be different types of races. So there's gonna be a lot of diversity in my story. I think that I don't know if I'm seeing anything here, but I'm trying to see if there's like people that look like what I'm visualizing Gray to look like. I'm visualizing Gray to have long hair, so let me just put that in the description. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing. It's kind of harder to find something when you don't even know what you actually want the character to look like yet, or you have an image but you don't really know exactly what they're gonna look like in your head. That's really what okay, that's what I think is probably the problem with this whole thing about picking a character from Pinterest, is sometimes you just don't get specifically what you're looking for. And I noticed that I just don't get specifically what I'm looking for from my characters. So I think I should probably just draw my characters. And I think I can do that in like another episode. I can show you guys how I draw my characters in another episode of my world building. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. He's barking. Yeah, I think I would like to show it in another video. My process with drawing my characters. I honestly don't really have a specific look yet. Like I said, I don't have a specific look. So that's why I'm just like looking at pictures randomly. I'm not even picking. I picked kind of a vague search term. Beautiful Korean men, like that's kind of vague. Okay, that he's not Korean at all. I don't know why he came up in the results. Sometimes I notice that happens. There will be results that are not pertaining into anything you search for. They're just in the results. I'm not seeing anyone right now. Okay. He could have white hair. I thought about giving him white hair kind of like this. Or it's kind of like a white hair. I kind of like the idea of white hair. I saw him and I thought he looked kind of like the way that I want Gray to look like. He kind of looks like the way I want Gray to look like. I've seen this guy around before. I think this is AI. Yeah, this one is AI. This one is AI. This guy too looks kind of like the way I visualize Gray to look like. If he's white, that's what Gray would look like. So, if he's white, then Gray would most definitely look more like him. He would look close to him. This is the same guy. I don't know if he's AI or he's real, but This is the person that I keep seeing on here that looks sort of like the way that I want not violet gray to look like. This guy looks like the way that I'm seeing gray look like in my head. Well, that's what I think he's gonna look like, similar to this. So yeah, I could use this image as just like a base or like just a temporary picture. Sorry, I accidentally picked that picture. I could most definitely make him look like this as a way to say that that's what he looks like for now. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to download that image and I'm gonna make that his main image for now. There's a colored one. Yeah, so I think he looks pretty good. He could be black too, you know. I didn't even think of that, but he also could be black. Grady Harper could be African American too, but I just never visualized him being African American, or I never thought of him being African American. I just assumed or had like an idea in my head that I wanted him to be different from African American guy. Like, I don't have any problem with African American. He looks too. That's the picture I saw of a Korean guy or a Korean or Japanese. I don't know if he's Korean or Japanese. He looks Korean. But this is the guy that I saw that looked like he looked close to what I wanted. So I think I'll save this one as a temporary picture. But my aim is I really just, no, I want to see the image. Okay, so I saved it for like a teenager or I sourced Korean teenage boy and I didn't really see very much results. So yeah, I just didn't see very much. I got more results when I did the teenage boy, or not the teenage boy, the Korean man, because those tend to be a lot more options in there. But he's supposed to be a teenager, he's supposed to be 17, but he's actually mortal. So since he's immortal, he's not exactly a 17-year-old for real, but he does look like a 17-year-old. So let me see what this guy has tattoos. I don't know if I'm gonna make Gray have tattoos, but that might actually be kind of cool if he had tattoos. I think that might go good if he was like a bad boy like character, but he doesn't have to be a bad boy, but you know what I mean, is he's supposed to be more protector, so he's not gonna be bad boy because he has to be good, you know, so he can't be a bad boy. Okay, I like this picture, but this is not Gray at all. This is not looking like Gray at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Vivid. Okay, guys. So I'm done with picking out the picture for now. So I figured out what I want him to look like for the most part. You know what? This guy actually looks like he might be good for Gray too. So let me save that. Download image. Yeah, I think this guy would make a good Gray as well. He just looks like he would go well for like a teenager or I sourced Korean teenage boy and I didn't really see very much results. So yeah, I just didn't see very much. I got more results when I did the teenage boy, or not the teenage boy, the Korean man, because those tend to be a lot more options in there. But he's supposed to be a teenager, he's supposed to be 17, but he's actually mortal. So since he's immortal, he's not exactly a 17-year-old for real, but he does look like a 17-year-old. So let me see what this guy has tattoos. I don't know if I'm gonna make Gray have tattoos, but that might actually be kind of cool if he had tattoos. I think that might go good if he was like a bad boy like character, but he doesn't have to be a bad boy, but you know what I mean, is he's supposed to be more protector, so he's not gonna be bad boy because he has to be good, you know, so he can't be a bad boy. Okay, I like this picture, but this is not gray at all. This is not looking like gray at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Vivid. Okay, guys, so I'm back in Vivid. So I'm going to finally change the picture, and I'm gonna figure out if I'm going to switch to portrait. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm trying to make him Japanese or Korean. What do you guys think? Do you think a Japanese and Korean character would be really good or interesting? Okay, I have pictures saved here of different types of people. Okay. I think that I should probably just put the white character for now because he matches the character the most. But the Korean guy or the Asian guy looks like he would be a good choice. I don't know. I'm feeling more like the white guy would fit in more, but that's just my opinion. Or that's just what I think. You know what? Let me put this picture for now because I like this one. And then I'm going to draw a picture of him. So for now, that's just what he looks like. He fits the character pretty well. So I put that. I think he's going to be Korean. So let me put that he's Korean. Let me put that down. Okay, sorry guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to change the camera. So I'm gonna put ethnicity. Okay, sorry guys, I had it focused on something else. So I'm gonna put that he is Korean. Korean or Japanese. You know what? Japanese is cool to me, so I'm gonna put Japanese. I like Japanese people, so you know, I also like Korean people, but I put in Korean, so I don't know why I'm putting Japanese. Let me put Korean. Uh-oh. I actually put something that I wasn't meaning to put. Okay, and then I want to put his birthplace. I'm gonna put his birthplace down. I'm just gonna put birth. Birth. I'm trying to figure out what his birthday would be. You know, I think I should make his birthday in December as well, because I know that Violet's birthday is in December, but I think his birthday should be December too. Make it December. Sorry, it can be hard to type on here. December. Oh yeah. So pretty much New Year, close to New Year. That's pretty much what he's going to be. His birthday's gonna be near the new year. I just put it there for now. I don't know what year he's gonna be born in, but that's not really important. You don't have to put the year. But he was born in the other era in a different place called Eudoria. He was born in the other place, so he probably isn't going to be I'm not gonna put an actual date because he was born thousands of years ago. So I don't think I can put what year he was born in when he was born in 5,000 years ago, which is what it says here, 5,000 years old in immortal time. So I don't have to put his birthday, no, or his birth date. So anyway, so I think that's really good. He has porcelain skin, but his skin is not really porcelain. His skin is more like a yellowish tone, kinda, and it's not really porcelain. But that's just the way I put it there. So I'll just keep it that for now. I'll just keep the decorative porcelain, but he has yellow undertones in his skin, and you can tell he's Asian, so he doesn't really have porcelain skin. But I can always draw what he looks like, so I'm not worried about that. So I just put it for now. I just put that as his. Okay, what happened to the personality? Where is that? Oh, it's right here. Okay, good. Because at first I was like, I don't know where. Okay, what? Oh, okay. I don't know why it's arranged differently like that, but it's okay. So when I open up two of the character boards, I notice it goes on the other. It goes on the other. You know what? I think I should put backstory. I think I should make this the backstory. Because I did that for my other characters. I put a backstory. So let me do that. Still medium right here. I think I might put his style in this section. Maybe just put like a picture of his style or handwriting in this section. Maybe. Because I don't know what else I would put. I guess it would just be his style and his handwriting and basically stuff, bit of visuals that I could show. Greatest relation tree. No relation data in this board yet. So I haven't created a family tree for him. I might start a family tree for him. I think that would be a great idea. So if you guys want to see my origin of my story of my word yet, I have it already set out in here. I have it already selected in here. No, it wouldn't be new or it would be this. Okay, so I did this in the previous part. I showed that I was making my word, I was making the beginning of my word and how it came to be. Pretty much the description of how it came to be. But I think I might change a little bit of the details because I realized I had put that he has started creating the ward on the 7th day. And then I didn't really, it sounded more like he was creating the human ward. It didn't sound like he was creating Eudora, but he was creating Eudora, but Eudora and the human ward have a similar way of how they were created around in a similar time frame. So the God who made Eudora also made the mortal ward. So, but I don't know what God would be responsible for that. If it would be the second God, which he isn't, because that's the villain. It's not exactly the bad guy who created the ward. It's the good God that created the ward. So I wanted that to be the beginning of the ward. I wanted that to be the beginning of the ward. Is so I don't really have access to the old videos that I have right now. I can't show you guys the old clips that I made, but I did make a clip of showing how I created this. So to read it right now. So it said the age of the water is 12 trillion years. How was the water of Eudora created? The first God created Eudora on the 7th day. It was created before time existed. 1 minute in Eudora is 4 years in human time. I might change that. The first God created the word. The Creator spoke a simple word, life. He breathed and the beginning of life began. The first thing he created was the land, sky, and the birds. The birds were given the ability to fly. He created a blue sky that could change color depending on the weather or something else. He created the earthly ground. He made 2 gods who would assist him. One was Mother Earth. The other was a second god, which is the name of disdain and disappointment now. So guardians were which he created on the 7th day of creation do not speak of him ever, because all they know he is defeated. The second god became evil. He didn't want to be a god anymore. Okay, so that's what I wrote for now. I might change this, but I did come up with the idea for the villain, basically from this, that the villain is related to God. The villain has God, the villain is a very God-like person. So he had power to be a god before, but he lost it because he became evil. So that's basically what I put. How did the first God create humans and supernatural? Okay, I don't know. Let me exit out of the Gray Harper window. Okay, is Eudora an alternate, or for the physical knowledge driver, the way of lifetime is different? I don't really know how I'm going to describe the different physics. I don't know the laws of gravity. I don't know how to change that, how to make it different from Earth, because I'm not an expert on that. But I could just say that the gravity is different, you know, for now. That's all that I put. Eudora is located in the hearts and minds of the poor-hearted. There's a portal to it. So basically, in order to enter Eudora, you have to have a poor heart. That's what I wanted to put in the story. But I might change that, because if there's going to be villains, or there's going to be different types of people in the story, if there's going to be like people that are not good or mischievous, or somebody who's not perfect, basically, is being put in the ward of Eudora, I wonder if that is going to work, saying it has to be pure-hearted people, because it might make it difficult for me to tell the story in a certain way if everybody has to be pure-hearted. So it's a good one, but it most definitely is not really, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. So I just put it down for now. What kind of gods are there in Eudora? Okay, I'm sorry. I accidentally opened up my email. Okay, it's looking, okay, what kind of gods are there in Eudora? There's multiple gods. So I was gonna put that there was an elemental god or gods of the elements. That was what my idea was, that different elements have different gods. So that was what my idea was. So I'm probably just gonna write that down. Okay. So I'm gonna write that Mother Earth created the other gods. The other gods. She created she sorry. She created she created sorry guys, I messed up. Okay, so I wrote that Mother Earth created, she created the other gods. That was what my idea was. So I still need to get out of this window where I still need to get out of this window with Gray Harper. I don't know how to get out of it. Okay, so I will in this section. Sorry, I couldn't close the window with Gray Harper yet. I don't know how to close it. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it on the side. So what I wrote is, what kind of gods are there in Eudora? There's multiple gods. Mother Earth created the other gods. She created the elemental gods. One is the wind god, a god who creates and bends wind. The sky god, a god that lives in the sky and protects the worlds and civilization of the sky. So I figured that is a good idea because there's gonna be multiple different types of gods. So I figured there might be one that's specific for the sky. So that's why I said a sky god. I don't know if this is going to really count. It's actually gonna be, I don't know if I'm gonna show the sky god or I'm just gonna have him be in the background. You know, as like, he's not really a god that is important. But these gods that I mentioned, they're gonna be featured in the book. So it's okay for me to put that there was a sky god and a wind god because it's going to be featured in the story. So, yeah. It's going to be featured in the story. So, I'm not worried about it. I'm most definitely not worried about it because, so I was thinking about putting, okay, so I did wind, a file, I guess I can put file, god who bends file god who bends file and then who else, a file god, And then I'm gonna put a ice god. So basically somebody who controls ice. An ice god. An ice god. Who controls ice and creating things and creating things creating things. So basically like Elsa's power from Frozen. From ice. So they can create anything they want from ice, basically. I don't know what the names of these gods are yet. I'll figure it out. And I'll put it in this section, the Orth. I already know Mother Orth and the Lord and the second god. It's really the Lord god, but I said he created two gods that were assistants. So I'm gonna have to figure it out if he's gonna be called the Lord god or the second. I guess I should just call him the Lord god, but I put that he's the second god because he created only two gods, the fourth god. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just saying, yeah. I think it is a good idea to put that. Okay, so I took a break and I took a break to eat something. So here I am, I'm still on this app. I added more to what kind of gods are there in Euphoria. And I wrote some stuff on my sticky note because I want to talk more in detail about the Guardians. So I put, how did the Guardians look? What are Guardians' purpose on Earth? What are Guardians' purpose on Earth? That's what I was writing. What is Guardians' purpose on Earth? Let me sit down. Let me sit down and do it. So my dog is barking in the background right now. But I just wanted to put Earth. This pin is breaking. Earth. Okay, I finally woke Orth down. I had to get out of the video because it wasn't going very well with one hand. Because I don't have a tripod, so yeah. So, the Guardian's purpose on Orth. Okay, so that's a good question because Gray goes to Orth to protect Violet. So that's how I see a good idea. So I put a question mark. And then, what else? Okay, what else would I ask? I have to search on the computer to see what else I would, what other questions I would ask. So I added some more to Violet's character profile. I added her height, her nationality, and her eyes, her hair. That's what I put. I put more detail with her hair and her eyes. So I put detail in there. It's a pretty simple description, but I just wanted to put more detail in her appearance. Okay, guys. Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday, July. It's August 2nd. It's August 2nd today. And I'm still working on my word building and character building. So this is what I was showing last time. I was showing you guys that I had started making the character profile, or I started adding multiple character profile on here. So Violet Woods, I added that she was straight, because I didn't add that before, I guess. And then I added that, what else did I add? Well, I added her nationality. That's what I said last time, yeah. And then I added that her mother had to do everything. Her mom was a beautiful person inside and out. She was always selfless and kind to others. Her mother taught Violet that kindness in the face of adversity was strength. Violet has a pure heart. She learned to be pure by her mom. So I wrote that, and I guess I never really went over this, but I guess I probably showed me writing this. But just in case you guys don't remember something, or I didn't really save that part of the video. So basically her motivation is overcoming evil with good and defeating a villain who's threatening her and her family. Staying in a romantic relationship with Gray without it being forbidden. Feels. Losing those she loves the most. Being unable to stay in love with Gray. Never seeing her mom again. Having a bad relationship with her father. So those are her feels. And then those are her motivations. So I thought those were strong motivations. In my opinion, I think that helps me create the character a lot more better. And it really helps me give her a better character, because if you don't know what your motivation and feels are, that can be a problem. Because it helps create the theme of the story, which I haven't figured out yet. But I'll figure that out soon. So yeah, so that's what I did for Violet. So now I'm gonna make a new character. And for now, I think I should focus on the lore of the ward, because I've been doing a lot of character building. And I wanted to make like the map of the ward. That's what I wanted to do today. The characters are probably easier to do than the actual ward. Like the ward is a lot more work. So I thought that I could do, okay, so I'm looking for inspiration. Or I'm looking for how to like figure out what else I'm gonna put other than the origin. So I thought of this idea. Okay, no, that's not what I meant to sort. That was an accident. Okay, so I thought of this idea, while I was searching for like ideas for my word building. I was looking for ideas for my word building and like information, so then like I could find questions for my word building, because I was lost on my questions. Here is the Harry Potter Wiki, and this contains almost all the information about the world and the characters and everything. So I thought this was very, very helpful in the way that I would build, because I really needed help with like questions. So I figured, you know what if I just use this as a template? I just came up with the idea, what if I come up with a template what if this is like, I can use this as a template for my own ward. So when I say like a template, I mean like I use it as like a base for my ward building. So I don't copy, so I'm not gonna make it like the same exact information, of course, because that would be bad. But you know what I mean is I'm trying to use it as a base, as a template. So I was thinking about using it as like a template. Like, see, if I press on heal, I go to Harry Potter, and it says what year he was born, and it says, basically it explains pretty much everything about Harry Potter. So from this information, I can most definitely use this as base for my own ward building, because it's easier to do that than just ward build with nothing, you know, where you don't have anything, you don't have any whiting or anything, you don't have any, you're just doing it by your own, doing it on your own without any help or assistance. I noticed that this most definitely would be a great base for my starting of my whiting for my ward, because it's already created. And it's good because, yeah, see, it gives a better overview, so it can help me make a backstory. Hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So I just thought that I could use this as a basis of my own story. And this as the example. It's pretty much the example for me. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. It's like an example, but I'm gonna use it as like a template. And I'm going to use the information in here. I'm not gonna do the same exact information. I'm gonna change it and I'm going to make it my own. But this most definitely would be great to learn from, because it's a popular book that is accessible. And it has really good information on the ward and everything like that. So yeah, so I figured I can do that. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I don't know why I went on incognito. I didn't mean to do that. How do I get out of the incognito? I guess it doesn't matter, but still, I was on the Harry Potter wiki. Now I have to go back to it. I have to go back to Vivid. I have to go back to Vivid and then go back to the Harry Potter wiki. I really do love this website though, guys, because I've been using it a lot lately and I've been really happy about it. Like, I just really love using this software. Like, it's a really, really good software. I most definitely am going to use it for my game design that I do in the future, that I'm going to do soon, that I'm doing right now. I'm doing game design. If you guys didn't know about me, is I also do game design. And I've been working on a game and it's been going pretty well. But I've been just learning how to use the software that I'm using, which is Unreal. I just have been using Unreal to learn how to do game design. I think I'm going to switch to Unity though, because I think it might be better for me, because I don't know how to program yet. So yeah, but anyway, that's the other subject. That has nothing to do with my regular writing. But I do want to create like a story for like one of my story-based games, my narrative games, which I could make a video on. It's called Snow Winter. So I'm trying to figure out what else to put on my ward building profile or my card. And I think this might help me. This is the Wakanda of the Marvel DC or the Marvel Universe. Wakanda is a good one to use as an example. So it's a country located in Africa, surrounded by mountain ranges and thick jungle. It's one of the most technology advanced nations on Earth, known for its rich deposit of the element vibranium. Wakanda is a constitutional monarchy, with King M'Baku as head of state. Okay. So this is pretty interesting. So they have an origin. They say 20.5 million years ago, A minaret made of the alien element vibranium landed in the heart of Africa, greatly affecting the surrounding flora. Centuries later, 5 tribes colonized the area and went to war over the metal. You know what? Okay, so this is actually great for learning how to word build. So basically, I don't know why that happens. I don't know why it goes in incognito when I'm trying to go on it regularly. I don't know why it's switched to incognito. Okay, guys. So, I finally got it out of the incognito mode. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that this is basically all that I've done for now. So this is the end of the episode. I plan on doing some more of this in the next part. But for now, this is just what I wrote. And I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty happy with it. So this is it for now. But I plan on making the map next time. I plan on creating a map for the war in the other part. And then maybe like creating the history. I don't know yet. But I think I should probably create the history, of the war after that. But I still have to figure out what the locations are going to be in the story. So I'm going to have to figure that out. So I plan on making a map on eCarnet. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.